Viewer discretion is advised. The accounts of what Derion Vence said happened to Malia, his son, and him just did not sound believable to me. I always knew that this guy was lying and that he was hiding something. The first thing I saw was Derion Vence's picture. And in that picture, I saw a man that realized that he has done something that is not reversible, and that his goose was cooked. The things he said just did not sound believable. When Brittany Bowens and the family of Derion Vence came out in the defense of Derion Vence, but not once showed any outrage or concern about the disappearance of Malia, that raised red flags. When they set up the search crews to go and try to locate the body of Malia, and they were unsuccessful, I thought to myself, I said, well, how much time did he have to dispose of the body of Malia? Maybe they are searching in the wrong place. Comes to find out, he rode way to Arkansas to dispose of Malia's body. So now he's saying that it was an accident. But it was no accident. What I think happened is that he became frustrated with the babysitting job. And when Brittany Bowens left and went out of town, he was so upset that he hit Malia and killed her. Panicked. Took the child all the way to Arkansas, dumped the body, rolled around till he could come up with some stupid idea, which was about the Hispanics, and walked on to the hospital. Now, do I think that Derion had some assistance? I'm quite sure he did receive some assistance. Now, from whom, that remains to be seen, but I'm quite sure it will all be revealed. Because from the surveillance photos, we know that Derion Vence was dropped off at the hospital in the family's car that he said was stolen. So the car doesn't drive itself. They don't have that type of money to get a Tesla. I knew from the beginning that this man killed his stepchild, and that the mother knew and tried to assist in the cover-up. It is now known that Brittany Bowens and Derion Vence were in communications with each other during this whole ordeal. Now, there's something called motherly instincts. She couldn't tap into those motherly instincts and feel that something was wrong with her child? I'm quite sure she did. It was Brittany Bowens that told Cornell X that Derion Vence was abusive and was molesting Malia. So knowing all of this, why would you leave your child in his care? Who gave Derion Vence the authority to deny Malia's father access to his child? Brittany Bowens and Derion Vence are both equally guilty in the murder of Malia Davis. One or both murdered the child. One or both allowed the murder to take place. One disposed of the body. When Derion Vence said that it was an accident, if it was truly an accident, as you say, why didn't you just call the paramedics and say, hey man, something happened, it was an accident? But no, you drove 8 hours to Arkansas to dispose of the body. That doesn't sound like an accident. And to add an insult, you dumped the body as if it was a piece of trash in a ditch on the side of the road. Derion Vence's brother came out and said his brother is innocent. Derion Vence's father came out and said that his son is innocent and somehow he was set up. Derion Vence's mother didn't say too much of anything. I'm quite sure she knows her son is a damn murderer. Brittany Bowens, on her return from a funeral in Massachusetts, came out in defense of Derion Vence, knowing that Derion Vence lost her child. But I'm quite sure she knew it was murder. People have been making a big argument as to which one of these monsters is responsible for the death of Malia Davis. And I hold both responsible. They should receive the same sentence. One did it, the other allowed it to happen. She's confided in Quanah X saying how abusive Derion Vence was. But in spite of you knowing that, you go out of town, didn't have the decency to call the child's father and ask him to watch the child until you return from your father's funeral. When it comes to Derion Vence and him being overwhelmed, why didn't he call his mother and say, Mom, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Could you watch these children for me? I don't know what I might do. I'm quite sure your mother would have came and babysitted for you. But no, you thought it was best to go on and knock the hell out of the child and kill the child. And in that CPS report, when they first brought Malia in and she was vomiting up spots of blood, that's because Derion Vence was punching his baby. So Brittany Bowens is the worst kind of mother. She's that evil mother we've all heard about. Now we've getting a chance to see an evil mother and what evil mothers do. When Derion Vence's father was interviewed and he said that his son was being manipulated, In layman's term, he was saying that his son is weak-minded. And who else except a weak-minded person would hit a child so hard that they would kill a child? Who else but a weak-minded person would hit a child, a little girl, that had just had a skull injury? I knew that Derion Vence killed this baby. And I knew that Brittany Bowens allowed it to happen. Brittany Bowens knew that Derion Vence had violent tendencies, but she didn't really care. She knew that if she left Malia with Derion, that he just may hurt the child, but she didn't care. She already said that he abused her in the past. Although Brittany Bowens may not be guilty of murder, she allowed it to happen. She knew that Derion was violent, but she left her child there. She knew that Derion had abused a child in the past, and she still left her child there. She knew that Derion Vence was perverted, and she left her little girl there. Although Malia is Brittany Bowens' child, Brittany Bowens should not be allowed to attend the funeral of Malia, because it was her that left the child in the care of this monster. And now her child is deceased. So she should not be allowed to attend the funeral of Malia Davis. Whatever the information that Cornell X gathered, I'm praying that it is enough to get Brittany Bowens' ass locked up. We already got Derion. But Brittany, you got to go too, because you've caused this city so much pain. And you destroyed the lives of the people that love Malia, mainly Craig. I really feel bad for Craig Davis and what he's going through at this particular moment. A lot of people are trying to come down on Craig because of what he didn't do. But I see Craig as a young father. And some things he just doesn't know, and it's going to take time for young men to learn certain things. Yes, he made some crucial mistakes. If someone is going to visit their child and someone's trying to prevent you from seeing your child, you're supposed to go all out to get up in there to see your child. Don't take no for an answer. Don't just leave, because it's your child that is in that house. So I feel sorry for the man that he made a decision to not demand to see his child. And you can't blame him for that. I blame Brittany as well as Derion, because Brittany is the one that gave Derion the authority to tell Craig, no, you cannot see your child. And for the future young men, if you go by your child's mother house to visit your child, and some guy answers that door and tells you that you cannot see your child, you leave him laying where he was standing. This is a fact. I would much rather go to jail than to go to my child's funeral. They are saying that they don't know exactly if the body that they have found in Arkansas is that of Malia Davis, but we're all pretty much sure that it is. Now will come the tough task of dealing with the details of exactly what happened to Malia Davis. From day one, I knew Derion Vence was a maggot. He has the look of one. And the first time I saw Brittany Barnes, I knew that she was manipulative, stubborn, and mean. I just pray that neither one gets off and both will spend all eternity in hell.